What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of Sports to the Wire. If you're new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe, certainly share this video. I am your host, East Rashid White. My boy on the other side of the panel there is Barry.
What's up, guys? Guess right, guys. What's going on?
Charles Barkley is back in the media again over here, and he's saying he's rooting against the Brooklyn Nets during the NBA playoffs. I am not a fan of super teams. He didn't like the way they were actually constructed. I do. But Barry, take us off on this, man, because Barry and I is going to have a really, really heated debate on this one, man.
Well, I found it. All right. Well, I tell you what. First of all, let's make sure we're clear about this. This actually comment actually broke in April. I don't know why it's taking such a long time. But anyway, here's my thing about Charles Barkley and what he's saying. And you and I have had these many conversations about this.
Yeah.
Super teams have been starting in general since you've seen what Miami did and what before that what Boston did and what Miami did thereafter, what Golden State did thereafter, and now what Brooklyn is doing. It's only been 4 teams that have formed a super team. And all those teams have eventually acquired a championship. Why is Charles Barkley having a problem with this? Because Charles is still stuck in the old era, excuse me, where every team has a particular superstar. And you start finding players to build around that superstar, and you have a high competitive edge or parity, if you will. I get that, and I love it more than anything else. And I go back to it many times, saying this era is not like the old era.
Well, no, he doesn't like the construction of the Nets. Like these guys, all
I know. Right.
If a general manager actually puts together a team, a super team, then fine, he's cool with that. But listen, you gotta. All Brooklyn did was actually address weaknesses in their games. That's all they did. You can't listen. If other teams don't do it, then that's on them. Is it? The Lakers should have got more shooters. They could have used some more floor spacing. If they don't get it, then teams are actually going to use that against you. Same thing with Giannis in the playoffs. So all Sean Marks did was actually address weaknesses or holes in the Brooklyn Nets roster. Stop it, Charles Barkley. If you go to the basketball court right now, and I'm pretty sure he can actually play pickup basketball, he's going to try to put the best team together he possibly can to freaking win. Especially like if you're playing on the playground, and I think most of us can actually relate to this because most of us aren't playing no damn pro ball. We're going right to that damn playground. We're going to try to pick the best team that we possibly can. Who the hell wants to wait? Especially if the court's packed, you want to wait 7 or 8 people. You know what I'm saying? If you lose, you want to put the best team so you can stay on the damn court. So Charles Barkley, stop being a hypocrite. I love you, man. I love Charles. He speaks his mind. I love that about him. But he's being a hypocrite in this case right here.
Listen, the bottom line is, man, he doesn't like the proponents of guys teaming up. That's what his aim is. You find a way to team up. That was his angle right now. I hear what you're saying, but his thing is, I don't like this star and that star and that star saying, yo, we're going to meet up in Miami. No, we're going to meet up in Brooklyn. That's what I meant when I said in my opening statements is that he is still stuck in the old days. I hear what you're saying. I don't disagree with it. But,
my best friend, man, we grew up playing hoops together. Sometimes we played on the same team. Sometimes we didn't. And it was competitive, man. I'm looking to bust his ass. He's looking to bust my ass. So just because we boys or anything like that, it doesn't mean you on the other team, you're my enemy. I don't care if we best friends or not, man. I'm gonna look to still come at your ass. Just like how Durant respects Giannis. But hey, now I respect you, but now I'm gonna come at you now. So
I mean that's the whole thing, though, bro. I mean, Barkley is gonna always get the opportunity to speak because he's very controversial. But I don't have a problem with the Brooklyn Nets addressing their holes if that is what they did. But they were able to get 2 players over there and later on trade for another. Okay? So Barkley has to understand the timeline in which Brooklyn went about their business. All right? They did have Karis LeVert. They were trying to build that team. Apparently things have changed in Brooklyn. They need to accelerate their ability to try to win a championship. That's what you got to understand. What is going on?
I was really against the Karis LeVert trade, but I mean, listen, Karis LeVert had a limitation. He had a weakness that he wasn't the strongest three-point shooter. Great downhill player, but not the strongest three-point shooter. And
Right,
all
right.
they did was address holes. I mean, now Milwaukee has holes in their offense. You know, they do. Giannis can't shoot. No
Well,
footwork.
they should never let Brogdon go. But I'll digress on that. But
Yeah. So that's listen.
you know,
Sean Marks is a great general manager, and all he's doing is addressing weaknesses in his team. That's all he did. We're so
well,
mad
yeah,
about that.
Sean Marks right now is the it guy now, so another GM steps up in another year or two. That's the way it is. GMs are carousels. One does good, and then 2 years later, someone else steps up and does, hey, he's doing a great job. That's their job. Their job is to put a competitive team on the floor and give your fan base and you an opportunity to go out and try to win a championship. Bottom line. So Charles has to understand that more than anything, and he should because he bounced around too. Why did he stay in Philly when he first got there? They were winning. Why did he go to Houston? Why didn't he stay in Phoenix? You had a shot, but you ran to Michael Jordan. You had Dan Marley. You had Kevin Johnson. You had that whole squad in Phoenix. You could have won. Hell, you won the MVP that year, but it wasn't good enough, so you had to go to Houston. Listen, bro, I know your timeline just like you know everyone else's timeline. Understand this is the way the new era is played in the NBA. You know, in a small way, I kind of wish things were the way they were back then, but it's not going to be that way. Everything evolved. Everything changes. That's the way it is.
Evolution, yes.
That's
and
it.
Get with it, man. Get with it.
You know, so that's the. But yeah, at the end of the day, Brooklyn does win the championship. They did it because they earned it. You know, not because they had three guys. Because it's the same thing as baseball. You can basically take steroids and get all big and buff, but if you can't hit that baseball, steroids don't do nothing for you. So you can get these three guys if the supporting cast don't do them things. If the Joe Harrises of the world don't do their job, it doesn't matter what the big three do. You still need those guys in the background to do their job too. That's the way it goes.
Yeah.
That's basketball.
Basically, yeah. And you hear opposing coaches not even worried about the big three. They worried about the Joe Harrises and
you have to. You have to. Yeah. Remember, I'll say this real quick. Remember the 2004 NBA Finals when Detroit played the Lakers, right? What did Detroit do in that series? They let Kobe and Shaq get theirs. What they did was take everyone else out, and they beat the Lakers in 5.
Yeah, and
if you want to beat, you know what I'm saying?
All Mark did was address the weaknesses. Just like a lot of teams, the Lakers have it, the Portland Trail Blazers have it. Of course, right now the Bucks have it. As we see right now, they have a lot of weaknesses that needs to be addressed in the offseason.
They got to step up tonight, but it's like I said, you know, yeah.
I mean, they have a lot of weaknesses, and all Sean Marks did, because what you going to do? You're going to have a team with weaknesses, and all the opposing coaches are going to do is use it against you. You know what I'm saying? Come on, Charles, stop being an idiot, man. I love you. I love you, Charles, but stop being a dumbass.
Sean Marks had money. He was able to get the attention of one particular star, which got the attention of another star.
Well, Joe Harris,
that's the way it goes.
Joe Harris was developed. He was a throwaway. He was a castaway in Cleveland. He was developed. Something teams that actually should be done. Didn't strictly rely on free agents.
Right.
You know, Joe Harris was developed. Spencer Dinwiddie was developed.
So yeah, I mean, listen. The bottom line is
was developed.
Right. So I mean,
yeah,
that's the thing. You're right. They've all been developed, but I think at the end of the day, Charles is all right. You know, the dude's just a little.
Sean Marks did a combination. They did a combination. They developed and they got free agents. Something I've been saying on the show for the last year already. Develop and just don't rely on just free agents. You got to develop too. Dallas has to start developing their players. You can't just rely on strictly the number 2.
And the one thing too, is you got to look at the college ranks. All their great players coming out of college.
Even if you have great players, you only have 1 year, and they still have to work on footwork.
But all these great players has showed talent. Remember, Kevin Durant started with who? Not Oklahoma City. He started with the Seattle Supersonics.
Yeah, but even though he still had to develop strength. You know, there's developing that these guys have to do in a sense, though.
Yeah, they have to, but they have something that you can work with. You got something you can work with. I'm not going to take a car and there's nothing in that car that will help me develop it, nothing help me make it move faster. I have to have a foundation. I have to have some type of engine that looks decent and just revamp it. That's how it always is. You can't do nothing with anything without something there to build with. And that's where you are right now. So if Brooklyn wins the championship, they did it because they earned it. You know, and that's the way it has to go down.
Yes, sir. All right, we're going to wrap this video up. If you like the video, please like, comment, subscribe. Certainly share this video. When you share, the universe certainly shares back with you. And that's a promise right there. If not, Barrick is throwing a paycheck in there, man, just in case you guys do forget. That's in there.
Right back at you, bro.
But,
right back at you, bro.
At the end of the video, man. That's when Barrick throws that, a $8,000 check there, man, for you.
Yeah, I don't know about that money, but we'll be working on that soon. We'll be working on that soon, ladies and gentlemen. All right, guys. Peace.
All right. Peace out.